Hey guys, Steve here with Belt of Truth Ministries. I'm on the line with Gerry Breshears. Gary's a professor of theology at Western Seminary in Portland, Oregon. He's a pastor to pastors with a heart for troubled people, as well as a co-author of 4 books. So, Gary, thanks for joining us today. So, what's the one piece of advice that you would give to somebody struggling with porn addiction?
Well, it's a very real struggle. A couple things that make me think here. One is the understanding that Jesus is completely committed to the idea of helping us move toward faithfulness.
Hmm.
So when we're off in the porneia land, I mean, there's basically pistis, which is faithful or pure, and porneia, which is defiled by sexual activity of all different kinds. His goal is to move us toward pistis, toward faithfulness, toward wholeness, toward purity. And frankly, it feels really good. When I'm working with guys, and not just guys, women too, who
Hmm.
are struggling with pornography and just the compulsiveness that ties into, one of the things I try to remember is if you've had a powerful regenerating work of the Holy Spirit, if you've gotten that new heart that comes through the work of the Holy Spirit, your deepest desires are for cleanliness.
Hmm.
And as much as the desire is to get back into the porn because it provides a short-term thrill, it takes away the tension briefly. It really does give you a relief to do the porn stuff, but then it's like diving in the cesspool. You come out dirty. So one of the things I try to think through is remembering that Jesus wants to help us move toward purity, toward cleanliness. And if you got that new heart, cleanliness feels good.
Hmm.
Now, that doesn't mean it's easy to get there, but here's what I try to think through. I am going to be most happy when I am pure because my desires are to be like Jesus, to be pure, to be pistis. So what I ask people when you're thinking, when the wave comes and it feels like, man, I just got to do it. I can't live without it almost, is to stop and think. And that actually takes a bit to stop and think. Prayer, connect with Jesus, remembering that he wants to help. If possible, community, text a friend. Don't do it by yourself. Satan's agenda is disconnect you from God, thinking he's a meanie, disconnect you from friends. They're going to laugh at you. And then when you connect in with Jesus, is then stop and think, what will make me most happy? Because my belief is that because Jesus helps us, because you have that new heart, because you have the power of the Holy Spirit, that if we stop and think prayerfully in community and do what will make me most deeply happy, I'll almost always do the right thing. What the porn thing is, I gotta have it like I have it right now. And you don't connect with Jesus, you don't connect with the community. You just think, what'll get me through the next few minutes?
Hmm.
And you dive in the cesspool. And I don't want people to have to deal with the dirtiest cesspool. Jesus wants you to be clean. He wants you to be pistis. He wants you to be pure. And he will help. And when you put the power of Jesus in connection with the desires of my new heart, there's a lot of freedom there that helps. That's my primary advice.
That's awesome. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Well,
Thank you for
Jesus
sharing
actually said
that.
a little better. If you go to Titus chapter 3, verses 3 through 8, you'll find a lot of those same truths I was just talking about.
Awesome. Yeah, I would encourage anyone watching to check that out, Titus chapter 3. And yeah, so Gary, where can people find out more about you and your ministry?
Well, I'm pretty active on Facebook. I've started a couple of brouhahas here lately with some theological questions, and we have some pretty active dialogues going on there. I work at Western Seminary. We've got an active website here at Western, uh, and I'm on email, gbreshears at westernseminary.edu, and I love to help people find purity.
Awesome. Well, we'll put all that information in the show notes. Thank you again for your time. Love what you're doing. Yeah, any chance I get to hear you talk, I'm always there because I just love your heart and the way you communicate what sometimes can be hard truths for people to
Yeah,
get. I
yeah,
just think you've got a real gift at communicating them in caring and easy to understand ways, which is getting more and more rare these days, unfortunately.
yeah. And
So,
I hand out your book to a lot of different people, Steve. Thanks.
oh, well, thank you. I appreciate your time, and thanks again, Gerry.
God bless.